Welcome to the Vocab Voyage. Japan's elderly word list. Who is going to look after them? Big problem. Before I start, just let me give you a heads up. We have a new system at Vocab Voyage. You can choose one subject instead of all three. There's a information clip on YouTube. You might be able to see it down the right hand side right now. Have a look at that. It tells you all about the new way. But on to Japan's elderly. It's a well-known fact that Japan has an issue, much like everywhere else, the aging population, but it's particularly well-known in Japan. So, Japan's elderly, who's going to look after them? 30 words, 30 example sentences. You've got the word list. If you've got the word list for members, you've got definitions in English and Japanese. Cool. Okay, here we go. Number 1, assist. The man moved back home to assist his elderly parents with their daily life. Assist means to help. The man's assisting his parents, he's helping his parents. To assist is to help. Duty. Many people feel it is their duty to look after their elderly parents. A duty is something you have to do, something you're obliged to do. Your duty, you must do it. People feel it's their duty to look after their parents. Guilty. The man felt very guilty after he sent his mother to a rest home. If you feel guilty, you feel, I feel a bit bad, I shouldn't have done that. Feeling guilty, not feeling good because of a decision you've made, you think you were wrong. Nursing home. The number of nursing homes in Japan will grow with the aging population. Nursing home, Rogenhome. Yeah? It's a home where elderly people live in varying degrees of health, and they can live there, and there are medical professionals there to look after them. Nursing home. Facility. The Sapporo Dome is an excellent facility, and it has been chosen for the 2019 Rugby World Cup. A facility is a place, a thing, a building set up to carry out a task. Nursing homes are facilities to look after old people. The Sapporo Dome is a sporting facility. Vocab Voyage is a facility for you to become fluent in English. Dilemma. The man had a dilemma. It was his wedding day, but the Cricket World Cup final was on. What could he do? Should he watch the cricket? Should he go to his wedding? A dilemma is when you've got two choices and it's very hard to choose between them. Another very common idiom, caught between a rock and a hard place. Can't move either way. Dilemma. Wealthy. If you are wealthy, it's much easier to be elderly in Japan. Wealthy or kanemochi. If you're wealthy, you have lots of money. The number of wealthy in Japan is becoming smaller, and the number of not wealthy is becoming bigger. Abroad. I want to talk about this a little bit. Abroad means overseas, anywhere overseas. Very common error I hear people when they're speaking. I'm going to abroad. Can't go to abroad. I'm going abroad means I'm going overseas. I'm going to abroad. I'm going to New Zealand. Okay. I'm going abroad because it's everywhere. Content. I am content with my life at the moment. Another one of these words you love. Content means It means happy, satisfied. Manzoku? Yeah, that word, yeah? Satisfied, yeah? Content. Forget that. Content, manzoku, happy, satisfied. I am very content with the weather today. Arrest. After the man robbed the bank, the police found him and were quick to arrest him. Tsukamaru. To arrest someone, they've broken the law. The cops, they say you have the right to remain silent. Anything you can and say will be used against you. Well, they say that in American movies. Anyway, but arrest means someone's done something illegal, the coppers get him, they take him away, put him in jail to await trial. Dementia. Dementia is an awful, awful disease I would not wish on anyone. Dementia, it's Alzheimer's. Like Alzheimer's, I'm no doctor. It's either Alzheimer's got worse or it's something different to Alzheimer's, but same kind of thing, but worse. You can't remember your name, you can't remember, it gets worse and worse. Awful stuff, awful stuff. Confess. I had to confess to my wife that I ate all the chocolate cake that was in the fridge. To confess means to own up, okay, I did it. If you confess to a crime, I did it. Tragedy. The Tohoku earthquake and tsunami was a huge tragedy, the worst Japan has seen in many years. A tragedy is something which causes a lot of suffering, a lot of heartache, a lot of sadness. A tragedy. Staggering. The amount of people I see riding in cars without seatbelts is staggering. Staggering means, whoa, I can't believe it. What a huge amount. The amount of people who died in the tsunami was staggering. Just a very big, shocking amount. Statistics. Statistics have shown that if you have a glass of red wine a day, you will live longer. Statistics is all the math. They get the people, they ask them questions. Average, mean, it's numbers, add up, divide, statistics. Statistics of Japan will have 65% of its population over 70. I just made that up. But that's a statistic. Shrink. Shinzo Abe is worried as the population continues to shrink. Shrink means get smaller, okay? If you put a woolen jersey in hot water and wash it, it will shrink, it will get smaller. Ethnical. Ethnic. The ethnical makeup of my class in New Zealand when I was a teacher had a wide variety. Ethnical means my ethnical background is New Zealand. Most people in Japan, their ethnical background is Japanese. Very different in New Zealand. Many ethnical backgrounds. So it's very interesting. Homogeneous. Japan's population is very homogeneous. Homogeneous means the same. All the same. When I first came to Japan as an ALT 4 years ago, I walked into my classroom. Whew, everyone black hair. Homogeneous, all the same. Set the bar. The All Blacks have continued to set the bar very high in rugby over the last 4 years. To set the bar is to set a level that is needed is accepted. So if one child does very well at school, he sets the bar. In a family, my sister, she always did very well at school, so she set the bar very high. And I never met it. I never reached the bar because I was a naughty student. Address. Not where you live, not an address. Address. At the moment, I am addressing you and explaining these words. To address is to direct your attention, your speech, your actions to something. Shinzo Abe is addressing the problem of what's he addressing the problem of? He's addressing the problem of no deflation. Collapse. After the Asian financial crisis, many banks around the world collapsed. To collapse is standing, collapse. If a person collapses, collapse, to fall down. Multiracial. Multiracial. Back to my class in New Zealand. My class in New Zealand was very multiracial with about 7 or 8 different ethnical backgrounds. Multiracial means many different. A race is like a minzoku. My race is Kiwi. Akito's is Japanese. Not so much multiracial in Japan. In Tokyo, yes, but up here, if you go to Wakanai, it's not very multiracial up there. Policy. It is the policy of banks to charge interest if you borrow money off them. A policy is a rule, it's a set of procedures, and it's a stated thing that you work by as an organization or a company or a person. It's my policy not to nantoka. Apartheid. Apartheid means one thing. It means South Africa. It means Nelson Mandela. Apartheid was the policy where in Africa blacks and whites were separated. This word comes up because there was the woman who was talking about getting foreign workers into Japan, but they have to live in their own areas. Someone said she was trying to bring back apartheid. Mainstream. While English, while katakana was used only a little 15 years ago, it is now very mainstream. They use katakana for everything. I'm even looking at this book here. Daily concise. That is daily concise. Mainstream. It's used everywhere. It's very common. Influx. In 2019 and 2020, there will be an influx of foreigners to Japan because of the Rugby World Cup and the Olympics. So best you learn lots of English with vocab voyage. On the horizon. There are many problems on the horizon for Japan in regards to its aging population. The horizon is, you know, if you're looking out as far as you can see, it's that line you can't see anymore. On the horizon means something's coming. Something is imminent, it's coming. So many problems on the horizon because of the aging population. Conservative. The Japanese politicians always behave in a very conservative manner. Conservative means old-fashioned, not thinking of new ideas. You don't like to change things. Don't like to change. Deregulate. In New Zealand, telephones got cheaper after the industry was deregulated. If the government deregulates an industry, they take the laws away from it. In the past, Telecom in New Zealand was the one government-owned telephone company. But then the government deregulated. They took all those laws away and anyone could enter. So now there's Telecom, Vodafone, I can't even remember the name of the other one. But many companies can come. And last word, ideology. The ideology of ISIS is causing many problems in the world at present. Ideology is your set of beliefs that drive the way that you think. Many of Japan's politicians have got an ideology which benefits the elderly and doesn't look forward to the future. That's it. Thank you very much. Bye.